Hey guys, this is Manny, and I just wanted to give a disclosure for this video that the main person you're going to see is my dad. You'll still see me off to the side, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, and yeah, and just like that, like father, like son, episode 2 starts now.
Okay, episode 2, we had some slight mishaps in the beginning.
That
We
you'll never see.
exactly. We learned that there were settings on the camera, the main camera we had, that we need to turn off. But today's episode, we have a couple things from the past week.
For y'all to remember, like father, like son.
Yes, episode 2, like father, like son,
This is
Manny.
John,
So
ready to
yeah,
go.
now we're back. I think today we're gonna do Andor. We finally watched the first two. Watched the first two maybe like 35 minutes ago.
Yep.
So,
Fresh on the brain.
and then Coolio, the passing of Coolio. We're gonna get to Judge breaking or tying the AL record of single season home runs.
Yep.
And that the AL division is set. Mariners being the last team to set that division. And I'm actually kind of surprised because the Guardians is in that list too.
Congratulations, though, to the Mariners.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
21 years.
21 years.
And
Legally can drink. Or
if you were born a Mariners fan, like literally, you are legally allowed to drink now.
way to celebrate.
But there was a thing. It was a funny thing that I saw.
Yeah.
On mobmemes.com.
That's right.
And I think it was MOB memes or the BSLBR. And it basically said that the last time that the Mariners were in the playoffs, there was 5,273 blockbusters. And I'm gonna give it to my dad to explain what a blockbuster is, because I know people around my age. If you guys are smart and know what it is, congratulations. Your parents raised you right. But
If you watch Captain Marvel, you got an idea of it.
exactly.
It was in there.
But yeah.
So Blockbuster, for those that don't know, it essentially was a physical. The way that I'm referencing it is a physical Netflix. So it was a place that you actually had to go walk in and rent movies. You know how you guys get to live stream? You just press a button. Many apps that do it. Like I said, Netflix or whatever else of the apps, Amazon Prime, all that. So what we had to do was travel our little butts down to a Blockbuster. Hopefully, one of those 5,000 was near our area, and we would then have to rent movies, physically rent out a movie. And one of the things, the disastrous stories. So it wasn't as convenient as, say, the live streaming that is now. So a Blockbuster might have 20 copies, let's say, of Andor, since we're going to talk about it, right? Andor, the latest thing, great. Heck of people want to see it. There was 20 copies. So when those 20 copies were rented out, I think people had like 5 days to view it before they had to return it. And so 20 copies would be out. Anybody else, the 21st and beyond people, would have to wait till that got returned. And so on many evenings, usually on the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, there would be a madhouse of people where you would return these movies. And so people were standing there sometimes for hours, bugging the hell out of Blockbuster workers. Was that Andor? Was that Andor? Hey, that's Andor. I think I see Andor. And man, people would, like I said, wait for hours, and it was a madness. So thankfully, again, Netflix, all of that, all these other platforms have made it much more convenient. I don't wish that on anybody, but that was what was our era. So yeah, crazy stuff.
And then getting into Andor.
Yes, getting into Andor. Let's do it.
I don't know how to feel about it. Honestly, I don't even know where the story's going.
Sure.
I think this is probably just gonna be a story about like background.
Yes.
To, like learn about a character.
That's funny, right? Because Rogue One was the backstory,
of Jyn Erso.
of Jyn Erso, but it was also the backstory of essentially Star Wars, right? Episode uh, 4. Yeah, as it started it all. So that was the backstory. What happened right before that, and now we're in the backstory of the backstory. So yeah, interesting. I also don't know how to feel about it just yet.
It's kind of weird. It's not starting off how WandaVision did. Really, really
True.
slow.
Yes.
And really confusing
Yes.
for those who don't know.
Yes.
But I have an idea for what it is.
Sure.
But it's like going back and forth.
The things that I've read is obviously it's centered around Cassian
Andor.
And as you said, it's the backstory. So it was now, as we all know, the whole saga, right? The first trilogy, the prequels, right? And so it was in between, obviously, when the Empire does take over. And then leading up, there was a whole, I don't know, 20 years or 30, I forget what it was years, but in between. So that's what it was all, it's all based on. And so, we're starting to see kind of the vibe of how the Empire ruled stuff and what others had to do.
The first 2 episodes, I haven't seen a stormtrooper.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. That's true.
And as we mentioned last time, there was the guy that said, "Oh shit," or just "shit, we're breached."
Yes.
Forget what the line is.
Yeah.
But we are not at that part.
We're not there. We're looking for
I think it's episode 3.
Yeah.
Because the first 3 were released last week, and this
Correct.
week was episode 4.
Right. So we're behind.
So we're getting
2.
there.
Yes,
We're getting there though.
And I would agree as well. We're waiting for that moment. Probably some confetti in our house.
But
yeah.
I think just the overall, like, it doesn't show yet how the Empire has ruled.
Right.
Because there's nothing going on.
Right.
He's just a wanted personnel.
Yeah.
And there's one guy, there's one guy who made an appearance from Rogue One too.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is. I forget his name.
I don't know the name, but it was like their commander or.
It was like the leader of
Yeah.
the fight on Scarif.
Yeah, he was the one that remember he sent Cassian when he went with Jyn Erso to basically
K2SO.
right, but
his
to go kill
favorite
but to kill Jen's father on that platform. Remember he gave him that special. So it's that guy. We'll get the name.
Wait, I thought her dad already died.
No, not he died on that platform.
I don't remember Rogue One. It's been
I remember it a lot.
It's been years since I've watched that one.
That's actually one of my, aside from the
original.
Yeah, the
trilogies.
original 4 through 6. I actually Rogue One is actually top 3 for me.
What's 1 and 2?
Return of the Jedi
Okay.
is 1.
Okay.
And I know I think I'm sometimes weird because some of my other Star Wars homies,
Empire Strikes Back is number 1.
Empire Strikes Back is number 1 for them, right? So maybe I'm just weird. So, but Empire is 2 for me.
And then Rogue is 3.
And then Rogue is actually before the original Star Wars for me.
I don't know.
Might change some other day. I just really like the biggest thing. I mean, the Rogue One overall was a good one, but the biggest thing, the scene that I remember, and I'm like chills. I'm like, yeah, I get fired up. Is when they're in that dark corridor, and then you hear, and then the lightsaber ignites, and oh man, Vader goes nuts on those dudes. Right there, that is the scene that makes it all. The rest of the movie was still good, But that one, dear God, still get juiced on that one. Why you laughing, man?
You
What?
and Vader.
It's that dark side.
You would dress up as Vader if you could.
I'd dress up as Darth Revan before I would dress up as Vader, but
You'd go Revan and then Bane and then Vader.
that is probably right.
Yeah.
That's my son knowing me. Yeah. Who would be your favorite character to dress up as?
I don't know.
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, now I gotta think.
Do, 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 do,
Hush.
do.
I don't know. I think
You're not the new guy on Andor.
shut up. No, I think my favorite character has always been like Chewie or BB-8. Ever since BB-8 has been
Yeah.
announced or was announced. Oh, and R2. R2 of course.
Yeah.
But like them three just as a whole has always been like my main top three guys.
Yeah.
And I know this may come as a surprise. Even though this man's lines were only Rey about 400 times during the three sequels. Finn.
Yeah.
I really liked Finn just for how he was. Just
Yeah.
like ex-stormtrooper gone good.
Yeah.
And being one of the 4 people to wield a lightsaber without force knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yes. To answer your question, yes. Absolutely.
Who was it? It was Grievous, Solo, and Finn.
Did Solo?
Yeah, in Empire Strikes Back when he has to cut the tauntaun.
Oh yeah. That's
and
right.
he
That's right.
stuffs Luke inside
Good call.
organs.
Good call, dude. That's a good call. Yeah.
I've never wanted to see how they did that. I'm glad they never put that in because that would look disgusting.
You bring up though something in my, maybe it's just for me, but interesting, right? Although you grew up, we watched Star Wars and you became a fan of it, right? But you also, to say that Finn, is one of those that, hits home for you. I think he's a great character. Nothing wrong with him. That's a great character to have. And I think you were younger when the new ones came out. So it's kind of like your era, right?
I wasn't that young.
But what I'm saying, it's in this era, Bubba. What I'm saying, for me, with all the originals, you're right. I mean, like those are the ones that
That was your
continue to hit
childhood.
home, right? Exactly. And so, it's that's at least one thing that Star Wars is doing right. Like every generation they'll have somebody to hit home with.
I know who I dress up as.
Who's that?
Captain Rex.
Captain Rex.
Captain Rex from the Clone Wars and Attack of the Clones. He's
Nice.
always been.
That's a good choice.
Wait, was he?
Was he what?
Was he in Attack of the Clones?
Uh,
I know Commander Cody was in Attack of the Clones.
I don't know that. I don't know that he was a captain in Attack of the Clones, but I'm assuming that Rex existed in Attack of the Clones, because then the Clone War started right afterwards. So I'm assuming Rex existed, but obviously he wasn't featured, like you said. It was Commander Cody and
Commander Cody was in there.
wasn't Commander Bree, or Bree might have been around too. But again, to your point, Captain Rex is a good call. He was definitely like a good one.
Captain Rex has always been one that I've actually really liked just
Yeah.
because of like how he is.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be funny.
What was that?
Is this would be a good costume idea for people who are in groups of 5. The Bad Batch.
Oh yeah, that would be that would be great.
That would be funny. And we saw the Bad Batch at what was it? Star Wars Celebration.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
was these
right,
cosplayers,
right, yes.
and they actually did a really good job on the Bad Batch. Like they got everything down to detail and everything. Some dude painted his face white just for it.
We went to Star Wars Celebration back in May 2022 in Anaheim.
Yes,
So,
this year.
yeah.
2022.
So we got to see some cool stuff.
We got some cool stuff.
And we got some cool stuff. again, that might be one of those things we display at some point. Some of the cool stuff we
We'll
got.
get there eventually.
Yeah.
You may see shirts here and there. That
Yeah.
are just like
The
the Star Wars celebration.
Yeah. But another, I think, great idea. You know, if you're in a group of 5, the Bad Batch was definitely that's cool. Can't wait till season 2. That was cool.
I have to go rewatch season 1. I kind of forgot what happened.
I mean, yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I agree on that.
Speaking,
I was gonna say the one thing, just maybe last on Andor. It was funny, and this isn't like a big spoiler for anyone that hasn't seen anything yet. There's another droid that Cassian has a good relationship with. So
his name is B.
yeah.
I forget what it was fully called, but the characters call him B, as in like a bumblebee.
Yeah.
Even though he's red.
Yep.
So
So
that
yeah.
doesn't make sense.
So I don't know what that says about Cassian, who has just robot friends. But okay, that's cool. But
I mean, Luke had robot friends,
he had human friends. Come on, man.
but he had robot friends before human friends.
Yeah.
3PO,
Something like that.
R2,
Yeah.
sort of Ben, R5.
But he had Uncle Owen and
He had Obi-Wan, Ben. What was the other one? General Kenobi, as Grievous would say. But season 2's D23 wasn't that long ago.
Nope.
And Loki is getting a season 2.
yes.
I'm kind of excited about that one.
Yes.
I just don't want them to mess it up through everything. What I've been hearing and seeing like here and there is that it's actually really good, and he's actually still in the TVA, living in a Kang society.
Yeah.
Where Kang is the ruler of everything.
Well, I mean, that was the big intro towards the end, right?
Yeah.
So
Kang the Conqueror.
King the Conqueror. That's gonna be interesting. Yep.
What else got a season 2? Moon Knight got a season 2. Happy about that one.
Moon Knight got a season 2.
I don't think the Book of Boba Fett got a season 2. But
I don't know. To tell you the
that didn't really turn into the Book of Boba Fett. That turned into the Book of Mandalorian.
truth.
And mainly, they really should have just retitled it the Book of Side Characters. Because Fennec got her like own episode or something.
Many. Yep.
Mando, of course, stole the show with everything. The Rancor, I think, got more screen time than Boba Fett. Yeah, I don't know.
One new character that I was very jazzed about was that was the other Wookiee. I'm gonna jack up his name, Kristan or something like that. It's like Krrystan.
I want to say it's like Cassera or something.
It was that big black Wookiee. Man, that fool was whooping ass. I mean, Chewie was bad.
Chewie's good. He ripped the... What'd he do?
Yeah.
He ripped the stormtrooper in half.
No, there was some arms that he ripped out that you
Yeah.
got to see. But man, this guy looked like he was even a little bit bigger than Chewie.
He had armor and everything. Like a shoulder
He
plate
was
and everything.
badass. He definitely would be one. I'd be like, yep, let me get that guy for my kickball team. Yep. Yeah, he was cool. That was one guy that I dug that got introduced. Yep.
And then... I think I've just been excited
Yes.
about this guy finally getting a live action scene. Mainly because he's fighting Boba Fett.
Who's
You may not realize who he is. But Cad Bane.
that?
Famous bounty hunter,
He's
Cad
bad.
Bane. Cad Bane has always been my favorite bounty hunter.
Yeah, he's bad.
I know it was like Jango Fett was a bounty hunter. Boba Fett was a bounty hunter.
Yep.
Who else was a bounty hunter?
Bosk. was a
Bosk.
bounty hunter.
What was the D? What was the guy who started with a D?
D's. Oh no, sorry.
Derek. What was his
Derek.
name?
What was he, like a lawyer? Derek. Derek Carr. No, just
Derek at law.
like,
What was his name? He was like in a bandana. He dressed in like brown. He had a gun on his back. Even though every other bounty hunter has a gun.
But yeah, it's escaping me.
Okay, it's pissing me off now.
I'm gonna get calls from friends and be like, "How the hell did you not know that?"
Damn you, John.
Yeah,
Why'd you know that one?
that's all right.
It's pissing me off now. I don't know what it is.
Look it up right now,
What
damn.
is it?
But I hear you on Cad Bane, because he came out right. He was in Clone Wars and
He was the main guy in Clone Wars. He came in
Right.
Bad Batch.
again, right? He was out in Bad
abducted
Batch.
Omega.
Yeah, so he played a big role in Bad Batch. No, Cad Bane was a cool dude. He has that slick little. He kind of looks like Morpheus, and he has a big old hat, that round hat. So he was cool. Bad Batch. I'm sorry, Cad Bane in Bad Batch was cool and all. Yeah.
Dengar. Dengar.
Oh yeah. Dengar. That's right.
Dengar.
We got
Dengar.
the pop of him. I don't know why.
Denagar.
I don't know why I didn't remember that either.
You have the Black Series thing of that.
I know. Yep.
What else got season 2? Oh, there's been releases of movies, which I'm excited to see. One being Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
Part 1, because they need 2 parts for this, which I'm kind of happy about. I just hate that I have to wait 4 years for it. Not really 4. Part 1 comes out in 2024 in the summer, I do believe. I don't know where part 2 comes out, but there's a lot of releases that I'm looking forward to. One of those being Captain America: New World Order. For the sole reason that it is now Sam Wilson as Captain America.
Yeah. That one is gonna be interesting, right? Because
Probably gonna get a lot of hate.
no, I mean, well, who knows? It may. For me, it's interesting because of the series. What was it?
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Well, interesting because of how he was trying to, all that happened with that. Oh no, the shield, he returned it and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like,
I think it was just like a cycle of how Sam.
Yeah.
It was a character building series.
sure.
I'm glad Bucky's coming back.
Yeah.
James Bucky Barnes.
But yeah, so for me that he had all that doubt and now.
And now he's like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah. So I hope they have a good, way to reel it back in and then start it off strong. But that should be cool.
Still don't like Sharon Carter. Don't like her. Because she tried to do the whole, what were they called? The enhanced individuals. The redhead girl.
We were having brain farts today.
I can't think of her. It's also been, what, a year, 2 years since we've watched this?
Yeah. No, I got you.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember it at all, so I'm looking at you.
I don't even remember her name.
Yeah.
But if you guys know what I'm talking about, Sharon Carter was basically like the leader of that. And then she's the leader of the Thunderbolts or something. Which, that cast got released. The Thunderbolts have John Walker, Ghost. I think it's Ghost. Ghost, Yelena, Red Guardian. I don't know how it's gonna play into it. And then someone else. I forget the other one is. But the cast looks so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the new Avengers could beat them. Or the young Avengers could beat them. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. Yep.
Oh, That's the one I'm excited for. Is it coming out this year? No, I think it's coming out next year. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Yep.
That one should be interesting. There's a Namor. And then I think Shuri takes Black Panther. Unless they bring back Michael B. Jordan to play the Black Panther. Even though he died.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how they'll do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how they're going to do that one. People were speculating that it would be Michael B. Jordan. But then at the same time, he died. So I don't think he would do that.
I hope it doesn't get too crazy on things. That's what I hope. To that point,
Yeah.
I think it would be too much to bring that back to reality. Is there another soul stone, or is there some other way to bring his ass back? I don't know. So that may be a little too much. So I do hope that Shuri, or somebody, that it. I mean, just like how it's supposed to. There is somebody else that then gets bestowed the mantle of Black Panther.
Yeah.
I think that falls in line better with the actual comics and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope they don't deviate from that. I'll throw this out as a plug. In my silliness of the stuff that I like. Looking forward to that Halloween movie. And for real,
Michael Myers has died.
It should be coming to an end because it already came to an end, and then it didn't really, but then again. So anyway, so I hope, because Jamie Lee Curtis is getting a little old too, so she can't play. So this may be her last hurrah. It's kind of like pool host and all those with their retirement season. I'm hoping there's a retirement movie.
Arnold with Terminator.
But I do, I've always dug,
Michael Myers has died 400 damn times.
He's badass. Look at that. And
he
still
got
comes back.
burned alive.
Hey, man. Hey.
And he get shotgunned in the head.
Hey, he did. He got all kinds of stuff. He battled, I believe, Freddy Krueger in one, or was it? No, that was
Jason
just
Voorhees?
I think they did. Yeah, that might have been like fan kind of things that they did, right? But Freddy becoming Freddy. Wow, I said both of them, jacked up on both of them, right? Michael Myers just be kicking all their asses. So
Chucky would kill him.
Chucky wouldn't be it, dude. Y'all want to see dead? You want to see dead Chucky? Put him up against Michael.
Jigsaw would kill him.
Jigsaw wouldn't do nothing to him, man. Jigsaw would be tricycle in, Michael Myers, tricycle back out. No more Jigsaw. You would hear it faster, tick, 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 on the way out. That's how it would go.
Is there any horror character that could kill Michael Myers?
I don't know really.
Pinface.
They probably all have to all team up, to take out Michael Myers. But
what was the point of Pinface?
No, it was Pinhead. It
That's
was what was the movie? It was an old school movie too.
Pinhead Strikes Back.
Pinhead. You could put like a bunch of clown. Pinhead, The Last Jedi. No, oh man, I forget the movie now. But that was one that I dug back. I think it was in the 80s. Yep.
Oh, there was one. What was his name? Donnie something. What was the movie though? The character was like Donnie the Rabbit or something.
Like Donnie Darko or something?
Yeah, Donnie Darko.
I never saw that.
It was about a bunny.
So I couldn't tell you.
It was like a horror movie, but it was about a bunny. It's kind of funny. I only know that because of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Call of Duty like to add horror thing
Right.
for Halloween. I don't know what they're gonna do this year. I hope to God they don't do Michael Myers.
Pinhead was from the movie Hellraiser. Hellraiser. And I
Never watched
remember that. Old school movie. That was a good one though. It was a weird one. It was basically a box got opened. It was like opening Pandora's box, and
It was like
then all these demons
and
from
everything.
hell came. All that stuff.
They raised.
Yeah, they raised. Yes, correct.
Was it like Nope?
No, well, Nope was an alien thing.
No, I'm okay.
What do you mean by was it like Nope?
Like it was weird. Like Nope.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say it was a little bit weird.
Was there a lot of storylines that just didn't connect to the film at all, and there's a lot of background stories that shouldn't have happened?
No, not weird in that critical way. No, it was just
The
weird.
monkey and then the Asian guy.
No, I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, no, not in that kind of critical way. It was weird in just that it was just like not your average story. Like I said, it was this box. If I remember correctly, I can't remember if it was in the first movie. I want to say the first one though. That there was I think 3 in total. But in the first one, there was like a soldier that ended up somehow opening this box or something like that. And so, again, for lack of better words, it's kind of like a Rubik's Cube kind of puzzle thing. And so it got unlocked. And that's how all these demons got let out and they started killing and all this and bringing people into their dimension kind of thing. And then that's how people got killed off and some other stuff. And then it just had to, go and essentially you have to close the box. You have to figure out the puzzle to go whatever. Difficulty. Is it? What do you want to do? We can just swap it out. No, or can't you just let it roll and then however you want to do it. There was the one, Papa, that also I just put it should be on the wooden table right behind the couch, Papa. Is there one there? That's okay. Sorry, I put it back over there. Yep. It's what? There shouldn't be anything on it. What? And the beat goes on.
I know where.
So yeah,
Hellraiser.
so
The,
Hellraiser. That was so it was a different weirdness, is what I was saying.
We're picking up because the card got full.
Yeah. So different weirdness. Not like Nope. Nope was just like you were saying.
A lot of background stories that shouldn't have happened because they had no correlation to the main storyline at all.
Well, should they have happened? I just don't understand what sense it makes, but you have to talk to,
Jordan Peele.
and see what the hell he was thinking about, because there may be other things that do link, right? But yeah, I have no idea. Some of that stuff was like, huh? Other than I think, what was it, Monkey Fist Productions at the beginning.
That scared me. I hated that intro line because it was Monkey Fist Productions. And then there was a monkey in that next scene. And it just stared at the camera.
Yeah.
And I was like, please don't jump. Please don't jump. Please don't jump. Please do not jump. Don't jump. It's too early in the film. I don't need this right now. It wasn't in the trailer.
That's funny.
Why is there a monkey?
Yep.
And then I got explained, but not really.
Right.
Stupid explanation. But I think to veer into something else. This past
do
week.
it. Yes.
I don't know when it was on. Was it Thursday? Or was it yesterday?
You have to say it first so I can understand what you're talking about.
World-renowned rapper
Hmm.
Coolio died at the age of 59.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it was Thursday. It might have been Thursday.
Thursday. I did not grow up with him,
Mm-hmm.
but I did listen to Gangsta's Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that song.
It's a good song.
Very good song.
Yep.
Well, I don't know what you have to say. It's more of your era. Of
Yeah.
music and everything.
It's actually ironic that you mention it. I don't want to get, I mean, you know, we're trying to be light here. We're trying to all that. We are obviously, as things like this happen, you know, we also just share some thoughts, right? I did grow up, remember Gangster's Paradise, remember his braids and everything. Heck,
Crazy ass hair.
yeah, crazy hair all over and stuff. Looked like he got electrocuted. But he definitely was, you know, he had a unique voice. He had those couple of songs. And during his time, you know, very popular. I also liked Gangster's Paradise. I think there was a Dangerous. Oh no, was that the one that was in Dangerous Minds? I was thinking that is a damn song. But there was another, at least one or two other songs that he did, so that was cool. I will say this is the part that does make me kind of hits with me is that, man, he's not that much older than me. And I don't know. I didn't read. I don't know if you did. I don't know exactly why he passed away.
I don't think they specified how he passed.
Gotcha.
I think they said like natural causes.
Gotcha.
I don't know what natural causes is at 59.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Failure or something.
Yeah, something could happen. So it just makes me think about that, right? You know, not that I'm hoping that
It happened.
it happens to me anytime soon, but I mean, it's that was a fairly young age, and so to see somebody who I remember, like, oh yeah, man, Coolio. But now, rest in peace, Coolio.
All right. There's actually a thing that I saw not too long ago. It was a GTA TikTok, and it was remembering Coolio. It was
Nice.
actually kind of cool how they did it. It was this whole cinematic scene about everything, and they basically just they like drove around black cars, black funeral car, everything, doing that.
Interesting.
It was actually kind of cool, and they played Gangsta's Paradise. That's
Yeah.
the background music of it.
That yeah,
That
makes sense.
Yeah, we just wanted to touch upon that real quick.
Yep.
For people who know us together or us individually, I know his head is really big on 90s hip hop, and that's where I got it from.
Yep.
So my era that I really love, and like where I'll normally listen to music from, is that 90s hip hop era. And like the only like new generation of music that I'll like, the artist that I'll like really love is Kendrick, is Logic, and J. Cole. But still will not put J. Cole in top 3.
The three you mentioned, mind you, I've heard different songs here and there of theirs, not for any bad reason, you know, like not like deep in their stuff, but I've heard, you know, some of their music. Interesting for me that they resemble a lot of kind of original hip hop, you know, like core, you know, to that. It didn't go stray off too far. It didn't get too commercial. They're about good lyrics. They're about good beats. You know, they have a strong message kind of stuff, you know.
There's not like the new people who just say stuff that sometimes don't make sense.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes I'm not the barometer. I'm not saying I'm the hip hop head or anything like that. I feel that sometimes it's just, it's like not
Mumbling.
I always talk crap about, you know, the mumble rap kind of stuff, but I mean, besides that, it's just sometimes not too many unique messages.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard, then it's more about the beat than really like any kind of message. And I think there was always a balance of beat and message, from like 90s stuff like that. But again, you touch on three artists that, I think are still doing and holding that, that hip hop kind of heritage, and I could see them doing big things, being real strong. You just went to the Kendrick
Yes.
concert in Oakland, right?
September 30. No.
September 30th was just Friday yesterday.
September 1st.
I think it was early September.
Was it?
Yep.
Very early September. I went to the Kendrick out here at the Oakland Coliseum.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yep.
the Oakland Arena,
There you go.
previously known as the Oracle Arena, which
Yeah.
I will still call it because it's just how I remember it,
Yep.
even though it's
Yeah.
not broadcasted like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So did you have fun? I mean,
Yeah.
don't just keep people in suspense. You say you went and then what?
No, it was actually really cool. I liked it for it being my first concert.
Mhm.
Like, I actually really liked it and enjoyed it for everything and like
Yeah.
how it was. The environment was really cool. He really did put on a show with everything.
Dope.
The background images and everything, the dancers and everything. There was actually one moment where my mind stopped playing American and started playing Spanish music, like conga music.
What?
Because there was a time where it was three dancers behind Kendrick, and it was him.
Nice.
And they're doing a little conga line.
Okay.
And then someone showed me the conga thing, and now I can't unsee it.
Got it. Okay.
It was actually Amaya who showed it to me.
Nice.
But yeah, I have a couple pieces. I have a sweatshirt of it, and then I got a shirt of it. Then I got scared because you mentioned it when we went camping not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
That there was actually a hole in the left
Armpit.
and I had to check in with one of my friends because we got them a shirt, and I asked him, talk about you, Labrie, and I asked him about the hole, and he was like, "Yeah, I have it too." I was like, "Okay, cool." It's just a Kendrick aesthetic and ripped clothes and everything. Luckily, he didn't do it across like the chest or something.
Yeah, that would.
Because that would be too excessive and everything.
I would ask for a discount if it would have been like that. Yeah.
I would have been like, "There's less material, and I pay less money." That makes sense.
You mentioned two folks. Shout out Labrie. Shout out to Maya. I don't know if you want to. Yeah. So shout out to Maya. Hope you like that.
For context, Labrie is a friend from school, and then Amaya is my girlfriend,
There you go.
which is, I think it's Tuesday. Tuesday.
What's Tuesday?
Or Wednesday. She's gonna get mad at me for this. Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Is 7 months.
Nice.
Yeah.
The 7th month. The 7th monthversary.
Yeah.
Congratulations in advance.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out to you guys. And then
that's cool. So the concert, that's what we're
Concert,
The
yes.
shirts ripped.
and we actually got we were originally at the top. The
I
nosebleed seats.
feel another shout out coming out.
The nosebleed seat. There's two actually.
Hey,
The
dude.
nosebleed seats.
Yes.
And I was actually kind of chilling up there.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. Not too many people. We got
Sure,
the front
sure.
row, and then some people wanted to smoke weed. So I was like, "This is gonna be a long
What?
night."
In
There's-
Oakland? Sorry. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Shut up. I was like, "Oh great, this is gonna be fun." I forget who I can't remember the first guy's name, but he performed, and then Baby Keem performed, and then just before Kendrick performed, I was talking to a cousin, but also a friend's daughter, mother's friend's daughter.
Mhm.
Who, her name is Lila.
Lila. Yes.
Shout out to Lila.
Oh damn.
she asked just like where we were and everything, and I was like, we're in the nosebleeds, not too bad, just
Mhm.
like up top. And then Chris, her father, shout out to Chris.
There you go. Shout out, Cruz.
He moved us from those nosebleeds. Originally, he was gonna put us on the floor, not the floor to where I'm gonna get killed, but to the floor that was around it. But he was gonna move us there. They moved the stairs, so we couldn't get up there. And then we were eventually just put up in a suite.
Nice.
It was actually pretty cool.
Baller.
There was food, but my ass wasn't hungry for shit. Most I had was water. That was mainly it.
These two juice. Yep. Shout out Chris. Shout out Lila.
Yeah. But yeah, I know it was the Logic one in Irvine. I thought it was gonna be at the stadium, but it wasn't.
Right.
So I was like, maybe not. It was either that. That was like for the birthday type thing. So it was either that or CDL. And I was like, let's do CDL.
Yep.
Talked about that one last time.
Yep.
If you haven't seen that one,
Good
go
choice.
check that one out.
Good choice.
Yeah, that was actually that was really fun. Everything.
Well, yeah. Well, that was a good concert experience, right?
Very good concert experience. I didn't die,
Yeah.
as y'all can see.
And shout out to those folks. I don't know if you kind of off the cuff, you had mentioned something about the stage presence and everything, and it made me think of the time we went to go see not a concert, but a comedian when we went to go see Fluffy.
That was fun.
And I mean that was also an enjoyable time. We went with some friends. We went
With Amaya.
with Maya as well. But it was just like an overall for those of you, Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy,
And Martin.
and Martin.
There's a couple guys. There was him. There was a couple guys that he had from his Mr. Iglesias show.
Mm-hmm.
If people do not know, that is also on Netflix.
Yep.
3-parter. When I say 3 parts, it has 3 seasons, not 3 parts.
Mm.
It's listed as 3 parts, though.
But that was a good show too.
That was a really good show.
Yep.
Almost pitched my pants.
We went to the SAP Center for that.
San Jose.
So, yep.
Sharks home.
Yep.
Even though we don't want Chalky. Go Sharks.
Go Tiburones.
Speaking of hockey, I think hockey season's back up.
No, that usually starts right at the beginning of basketball season. It's like they start within 2 weeks of one another. Is basketball season starting soon?
In 2 weeks.
Hey, maybe basketball season starting soon too.
There is preseason in
Oh, that's
Japan.
Right. Oh, that's right.
Warriors won over the Wizards, and they're
Yes.
facing them again today for some reason. I don't
It's
know why.
preseason. But yeah,
I think it's kind of cool them going to Japan for
Oh, yeah.
their games and everything.
there
'Cause
was
I know there's the Mexico City game.
there was a whole. I saw a video.
Splash Bros and sumo wrestling.
I saw a video, and this speaks to the part about them being in Japan, right? And Japan. It feels like the NBA stars are worldwide at times, but
Australia, France, Germany.
right. But like Japan is not like there's games over there. You mentioned like Mexico City and having something like that. So the wholesome little video that I saw was literally a little Japanese boy who I don't know, I couldn't quite understand what was going on, but there was some little event activity with Steph Curry. And Steph Curry, you know how he does oftentimes with kids. Oh, he's just being cool and stuff. And I think he tapped him on the shoulder, put his arm something around him. I forgot what it was, something like, but just engaged with him. Man, the little
This kid
Japanese
lost
boy.
it.
Yeah, it like brought him to tears. Like he was just totally overwhelmed, and it was kind of like, oh man, that's like it was a cool experience. I mean, or a
Wholesome
cool little,
experience.
a wholesome experience to see. So yeah, as you mentioned, you're right. They're in Japan doing stuff. I didn't realize they were playing games, but
Yeah, they're playing games.
So you're
Kinda
probably,
interesting.
so you know what? I take it back. Maybe you're right. Maybe hockey season is starting up
Yeah.
if NBA is.
I only know that because there's a YouTuber I watch. Basically, I do work, and on his Twitter page, he posted
Mm.
about the Seattle Krakens. The
Mm.
Seattle Krakens starting their season
Okay.
today.
Okay.
I was like, "Ooh, that's cool."
That's cool. New team. I hadn't heard of the Krakens before.
Well, they got released last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No, not 2 years ago. That was COVID year. Last year.
I thought that maybe I'm
The
wrong.
Vegas Golden Knights was like 3 years ago.
That's what I thought. That
Or
was the
4
last
years
one.
ago.
That was the last one that I thought.
I only know no. It was like 5 years ago, because the Golden Knights were released when the last time we went to Vegas for Feds. Yeah, for Feds.
I think that was the last thing. Yep.
Mm.
Cool.
So that was that one.
Yep.
Was it Feds or was it Hit Club? No, it was Feds because I didn't
It
go
was
in the
Feds.
water.
Yep.
And we went into the arcade,
Yep.
which low-key got me scared because you had to go down like 14 floors of steps.
Hmm.
Not really. It was just some really long step thing, and you had to go down it. And I think one of my teammates like started talking to a girl there, and then we asked her. I'm gonna botch this story, and we asked him to ask her where she's from, and she did not say California. It was some other state. I forget the state. It was just funny. That one. It was just stupid. Varying into baseball though.
Yeah.
Judge. Oh, Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge, future San Francisco Giant. I don't know either about that, but
I don't know about that.
here's to wishing. Putting it out today, October 1st.
October 1st, 9:06 p.m. 2022.
Yes. Prediction. That may be wrong.
Probably gonna be wrong. But he ties the AL single season home run record,
Also, Roger Maris's home run record. So
Yes.
another Yankee. Like him.
and Roger Maris loves to hate on Bonds, and said that Judge is the home run king or something like that.
Yeah.
When in reality he isn't. Bonds will still be home run king. You know, it would be funny if Albert Pujols pulls a Tom Brady and he comes back for year 2 or year 97 of
Right.
baseball
Yep.
and breaks the record.
Uh,
That'd be a lot of home runs.
he'd probably have to have another season exactly like Judge, because
Probably.
I
Bonds
believe
hit 762.
Bonds ended at 762. And since last time that we filmed about a week ago,
He's
I
at
don't-
701.
yeah, I was gonna say I think Albert Pujols got to where he wanted to get, and he's kind of cruising the rest of the season. He
He's
got to
cruising the rest of the
700, and like you said, 701. Or I haven't heard that much about a flurry of home runs, so he'd have over 60 to hit.
We
if
got
he were
61 to go.
So if he'd want to do that, I would applaud him, but I would think it would take him more than one season. So
Yeah.
he'd need to be in it for the long haul. But yes, I read the same thing about Roger Maris and hating. Well, I mean, what, people have difference of opinions, right?
Wasn't Roger Maris part of that steroid era?
He was in the 60s, man, or 60s.
Oh.
He was
He
not,
did not look that old.
60s, 70s. I don't know when he stopped playing, but he was the older crew of Yankee. And yeah, I mean, people are entitled to their opinion, right? I'm with you. Barry Bonds, is the home run king. There's many things that can be, an asterisk placed or whatever people want to put it. I mean, to this day, and I don't know if I'm starting to realize that as I'm about to say this, comes to Star Wars. I like the dark side too.
Dark human being.
Yeah, that definitely could be it. And when it comes to baseball, one of my favorite players, Pete Rose. He's banned for life. But sometimes you get like unfair shakes, like Pete Rose. He got all those hits. He's the hit king. Stop BSing, about him not being in the Hall of Fame. Stop BSing about all that stuff, right? I think I said it last time. Bud Selig, if he gets into the Hall of Fame, and he was the one that was where the buck stops when it comes to the steroid era, right? I have so much, opinion, like, even the steroid usage or whatever, how it all like broke down. Remember, they were called PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, right? And the whole system, the whole league is set up on performing. And if that's how you get paid, by performing well,
They're gonna
others
want to put on the show.
they're going to want to put on a show. And so it's somewhat like, I don't want to say encouraged, but it's like, this is what the top thing that everyone is striving for, to be at the top and perform at their level. I'm not going to say they're drugs, but diets you do to enhance your performance. Your workouts, you enhance your performance. Biometrics, new technologies, all is to enhance your performance. And so, in that era, I'm not saying that there weren't mistakes made, but I do also think that the league wasn't really, really trying to put limitations on things initially. And it kind of was just looking the other way. And so if the league ain't gonna be like on it, like, again, the numbers there, no matter what you do, it's hard to hit a baseball. It's not like it's the easiest thing to do. And I know this isn't about Bonds, but we can't just dismiss a whole era. Basically you would have to then say everybody just, you can't count the stats. So anyways, back to Maris. He has his own opinion. I will say congratulations to Aaron Judge. It's a big feat. It's phenomenal that he got there. Hopefully he hits, I think he was projected maybe to hit a couple more. So I think he has still this weekend. Maybe he can, not just tie it, but break it so that he has it. And that could be his last thing in the American League before he comes over to the Giants. That would be great.
And circling back to the AL East, not the AL East, the whole American League being set, the 6 teams who are now in the playoffs for the American League: the Yankees, the Cleveland Guardians, the Houston Astros, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Seattle Mariners.
Sweet. Now it's just
That's just the AL.
No, but now it's just the other, like the
And
wild
the
card
team.
games that they got to finish off, right? To figure those slots off.
No.
Yes. There are
Yes.
wild cards still.
Yes. Yes.
You're talking about the ones that clinch, that have their whatever. I get it.
Yes.
And I'm just saying they're not, those ain't going to get set until those wild card games get played, right? But yes, there's 6 solid slots have been there. So yeah, congratulations to all of them. Glad Toronto's in there.
I'm trying to look for other things.
I wish Toronto still had Marcus Semien.
They didn't want to give him a deal.
I know. It's not always up to him or whatnot. But that would have been dope if they had him still.
The Cardinals are in the playoffs. They've clinched a spot.
Nice.
Let me go to the MLB app. That'll be easy.
Handle it. So the
Freaking
Cardinals are there.
Dodgers.
That's cool. And they got 3 folks retiring, right? Wainwright,
Wainwright,
Molina.
Yachty.
Yep. And the machine, La Máquina.
Pujols.
Yup. Hopefully they do good. In other years, it seems like the Cardinals have had like the Dodgers number, so I hope that happens again this year. You know how
Okay.
that be.
So the Dodgers have clinched. The Atlanta Braves have clinched.
Mm-hmm.
And the New York Mets have clinched.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals, I believe, have clinched, but they've only clinched their division. They haven't clinched playoff berth. I don't understand, but
I would assume maybe we'll need to research it
we'll have
because
to-
usually if
we'll have
you
to
clinch your division, that they're a division leader and they would be going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Automatic berth. But yeah,
Speaking of baseball,
yeah.
my baseball.
Speak on it. Oh yeah, you play baseball, huh?
I don't know.
You've been playing baseball. We can
I've been-
start
I've
there
been doing
since
baseball
8
for-
years old, right?
I've been doing baseball since I was 5. Competitive since I was 8.
Sure. There you go.
I've won about 97. No, I'm kidding.
Hmm.
I think I've won 10 tourneys overall.
Sounds about right. Yep. Somewhere like that.
My first coach being Silvio.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Silvio.
And the Diamond team at
and
that time.
Diamond in the Rough team. When it was called Diamond in the Rough. Before it was called Peninsula Nationals. And there's actually a video. It's kind of funny. I think I was destined to be on this team. So when I was younger, I used to go to Diamond in the Rough. Many of my people at my school right now will not know what Diamond in the Rough is because they did not have me through the K through 8 years. Many of my older folks may know what Diamond in the Rough is because they may have gone to it or not. Diamond in the Rough was a little baseball facility, worked with agility, batting, pitching, just like your basic baseball fundamentals and everything.
Mhm.
And there was a banner in the background, and it was for the West Coast Federals. Many of my people who know me now do know that I was on the West Coast Federals team. Every time I look back on that video, I'm just swinging a bat, just not knowing what any of the banners were. Looking at the banners, it's like, oh, that's a cool team. Not knowing that
Yep.
eventually 2 of my teammates, shout out to Cody and Nathan, those 2 guys, I would follow them, and we just follow like footsteps and everything, leading to West Coast Federals, where we did win a couple tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
It was just funny. So yeah. But I did start with Diamond in the Rough, and I had a little nostalgia, like flashback, because this past weekend I went to go photograph a game, my girlfriend's brother's game, and it was at the same field, not like the exact same field because the field was a lot smaller, but I saw the field where I started my pitching career with everything. And the funny story behind that was actually I had no recollection of pitching at all. I didn't know how to pitch. I didn't know what to do to pitch. But how I started pitching, it was kind of interesting. So there was an inning where I had gotten the last out, and Silvio, he turns to our dugout, and he's all like, who got the last out? Who made the last out of the last inning? And we was all like, oh, that was me, obviously. And he's like, okay, cool, man, you go start warming up in the bullpen. For those who don't know what a bullpen is, it's just like where pitchers start to warm up and everything.
8 years old.
Yeah, this is 8 years old. This is like fresh, right? I'm just jumping into it. And I was 8 playing on a 10U team. I think the first 4 or 5 years, I was always playing a year up. No, for the first like 3 years, I'd been playing a year up.
3 years.
So it's kind of funny. So I start to go and start to warm up, start to go back. Next thing he hits, I get on the mound, and I was doing something that was kind of illegal. Yeah, I was doing balks. What a balk is when you come set as a pitcher, you can no longer move. Like you gotta turn into a statue at that time. The only body part that you can move is like your leg, if you're trying to pick off someone or if you're trying to pitch. So what I would always do is I'd come set and I'd move my shoulder, so I'd get a balk called. Or I'd come set and I wouldn't come set long enough, so I'd come set and then go pitch.
It was just like one motion.
Yeah, it was just like one boom and then go.
He was 8 years old. Come on.
Like I didn't know what I was doing. But then, Papa, every time come set, pause, just as loud as he could, so he knows I hear it. It did eventually become annoying, and I did eventually tell him, but he made a deal with me that if I stopped barking, he would stop saying pause. So I did learn eventually, about like a week later, on how to pause. And I don't think I've balked ever since.
I would switch this up. The way I recollect it is this. It wasn't even a week. I think I only did that, and he's right. That you can just imagine. And am I borderline a jerk for this? In retrospect, sure. Yeah, I was not thinking I was being a jerk at the time. I was trying to be helpful.
It was more of like helpful. Like it was helpful,
Yeah.
very much helpful. But at the same time, it was kind of like, shut up. You're in the
Yeah, no.
stands
When
for
I
a
think about it, I
reason.
was like, oh man, I should have just shut up. But it was very loud in that game when he was having these struggles. I was like, pause, to try to just remind him to, just stop
Just
for
to,
a
like,
hot
stop
second, right?
and-
And so he wouldn't balk, right?
Yeah.
The way I remember it though is I did that for one inning, and if you can imagine, he might have thrown 20 pitches in one inning.
I actually don't think I threw 20. I think I threw like 15.
I mean, it's in that range, Papa. But what I'm saying is, for whatever it was, 15, 20, 25, for all those pitches, I did the pause, heck aloud. And the way I recall it is that I only did that one inning. And that was at 8 years old. From there, I would agree that there were actually 2 times you were called for a balk. Both, I think, were wrong.
There
One
was
of
one I
them
remember. There was
got
one in
corrected.
Vegas. There was one in Vegas, and I remember this one specifically because I showed up the umpire about it because I knew.
No.
Or I corrected the umpire.
Thank you. You didn't show up anybody.
I corrected the umpire
Respect, kid.
because I knew I was correct. So the umpire, there's a certain pattern to where certain balks you have to throw it to somewhere. So if you could imagine, my baseball folks, if you could imagine, you have your mound and then you have your plate, the little white rubber plate. If your back foot, if you're righty or lefty, your back foot steps to the side of it, you have to throw it to first. I could be saying this wrong.
That you sometimes confuse me, but
My
for it.
right-handed pitchers,
Mhm.
your right foot would have to go to the right side of the mound, and then you have to throw it to first. And you have to throw it to first at that moment. But there's a loophole. If you step behind the plate or behind the rubber,
The rubber. Mhm.
and then you can fake throw it to first, and then turn to third to see if the runner goes. Which at that moment there was runners on first and on third, and that's exactly what I did. My coach saw it, and I had done that. I'd done that specific one. Stepped off backwards, fake to first, go to look to third, just to check, just to keep the runners on their toes. The field umpire calls a balk, and then I questioned him because I was like, wait. And I redid what I did, and I showed him. I was like, I stepped backwards, turned, and then stepped the other way. He was like, oh, okay, never mind. Everybody goes back. But I can't remember the other one.
So, the one that he's talking about, the one you just said,
Was in Vegas.
I think from what, and there was from what I recall too, there was a conference with the other umpire. Manny has he has a good pick-off move. So what he's describing is in a very slow motion. So there's parts of it that happen really fast. Not everybody does it as fast, but it's a pretty quick move. And so there was that initial step off the rubber that he did that I don't think that's what the field umpire either was in the wrong angle and didn't see or whatever. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he called it, and then again it was corrected, right? The other one, I can't remember who it was against. It might have been Little League, it might have been something else, but it was a balk that was called. That was, you know me with the videos and stuff, you had stepped off, and it was another one where it was just so quick, and just, you know, the guy just, you know, he just called it, and then there was no reversing it. But, you know, again, that was also an error. So those are the only two balks though after that one inning when you were 8 years old that there has been ever an issue around balks, and even those weren't real issues in my opinion. So yeah,
There's been a lot of. I think baseball for me has taken me to journeys. We've been,
of course,
we've been to. We've been in New York for baseball. We went to Cooperstown. We've been to Napa. We've been to Manteca. We've been to Ripon. We've been to Vegas. We've been to Reno. But I think one of my favorite places to be down near Santa Clara is a sports complex named Twin Creeks. For my soccer folks, you guys may know it too because it is also a soccer field.
yep.
But there's one moment, and I'm gonna let
What
you
moment?
explain it.
What?
Because you're the one who did it.
The nachos.
There was one moment where it was in between games, and I had to go to the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
But so did he. I'm just gonna let you take the ropes with this one.
Is that time to tag you?
Yeah.
Tag you? All right. So we said we had a funny story last week. So here's a funny story. Hopefully you guys find it funny as well. Mentioned the complex. We're at Twin Creeks. We're in the middle of the game. We both went to the bathroom at the same time. And, you know, boys' bathroom, men's bathroom.
There's maybe like two, not even two, maybe like 3 to 4 other guys in this men in the bathroom.
Yeah. We won't get into the details of the dirtiness in it.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever. It had its stalls. It has its toilets or whatever and stuff. And, you know, obviously, right, people got to go number 1. They got to go number 2.
Or number 3.
Or number 3, right, the combo. So there was a guy who was taking a shit, right? And we're in the stalls.
I wasn't in the stall. I was washing my hands.
Oh, that's right. You'd already finished. I was still in the stall. So I was whatever taking the lead, you know. He's within hearing distance, right?
I'm literally like rinsing my hands before I put on soap at
Yeah.
this moment.
Yeah. And I'm handling my business, right? You know, bathrooms got echo and everything. So, as I mentioned, this guy, I don't know who it is, you know.
It's a
There
random
was
dad.
some dad in one of the other toilets. And, you know, he let one rip. And this was, it wasn't a fart. It was, he dropped the load, right? He dropped his package, right?
This was probably one of the loudest sharts that I've ever heard. Because it echoed through the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like,
you could tell. I mean, it was a
hear it.
blah, 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 with an echo and everything. It was like, and it was award worthy and everything. So he drops it, you hear it, and with no hesitation,
Maybe like 0.5 seconds later.
I jump into action. And from my stall, probably as loud as the plop, strike three! Strike three! And if this, I mean, I knew Manny would laugh. I'm laughing to myself, right? And I'm trying to laugh to myself and keep it in, But I just had to let that out. It just felt right. I had to just say strike three. I think the part for me that made it and made me burst out loud laughing, I couldn't hold it in, was that the guy taking a shit started laughing.
And the funny thing was there was another man next to me that was also washing his hands. And as soon as all that shit happens, we both started dying. And there's a guy that was coming into it, and he started laughing because of it too.
So
the moment was just so dumb, but it was just so funny at the same time.
We told you, slapstick humor. You may not get it. You may not understand it. It's still bringing tears to my eyes right now. It was hilarious, and so the guy laughed himself. I wanted to get out because I didn't want to keep it too embarrassing. But when I finished up, I wrapped up. We both went out. We were outside, and we're in the area where people eat and they're just sitting down. The guy who was taking a crap came out, and he was still laughing after he had finished. And he comes out. Oh my God! It was just hilarious. It was hilarious. So that's definitely a fond memory of.
Not even fun. That was a core memory of everything.
I wish we would have filmed it. That would have been so awesome. That was movie worthy, I thought. But
cinematic effects and everything.
Yeah. So that was the story. That was one of the stories that we.
There are other stories.
Yeah, there's other stories, but that was the one we alluded to last week.
That was the one that we were going to, but then stopped.
Yep.
This week.
Well,
I think on that note,
right? We said we were going to end on that one, right?
Episode 2.
Episode 2 has come to a close. Like last time, we thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Hopefully, yeah, exactly. Hopefully you got to laugh a little bit too.
Not even at the bathroom shart joke.
Yeah. Just
with other things.
Whatever else that came about. So yeah, it'll be a wrap for us. We'll continue to watch Andor. We're gonna come back.
We're gonna get on those ones.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little more detail. We're still letting it sink in. Overall, I think we're still good. And that's it, right?
Yeah. See y'all next week.
Peace out.